Welcome to NeoRoyal, House of Pricey Cardboard. On today's episode of Commander Gameplay, I am joined by Andy from the Guardian Project Podcast. You can check it out on guardianprojectpodcast.com, where Andy and his co-host Mike will talk about all things Magic the Gathering, but mostly Commander. Our second guest today is Parker, one of Andy's friends who was kind enough to fill our pod last minute. Andy will be playing the Locust God. This is a powerful Izzet deck looking to draw a lot of cards either by wheeling or using cards like Bident of Tassa. The tokens all have haste, so we have to always be on the lookout when the Locust God is on the battlefield. Parker brought his GoreClaw Terror of Sisma. This is pretty much the definition of green Stompy, using GoreClaw's reduction to get expensive threat on the battlefield and give them trample for massive damage. Green has gotten very good at cantripping creatures and drawing on your creature's power, so the deck just keeps on sending big creatures your way. Kelly is playing Dina Soul Steeper. This is a Lifegain type of deck looking to leverage instances of Lifegain to drain all our opponent's life quickly. The table being very combat oriented will change the way Kelly approaches the game for sure. For myself, I am playing the Naya token version of Green Stompy, Ghired, Conclave, Exile. Similar to Parker's deck, my plan is to get a lot of creatures with trample on the battlefield and close the game by combat or burn. I don't play Ghired as often because it's a pretty aggressive deck, but this table was perfect for it. Andy's opening hand contains Bident of Tassa, Elemental's Archive, Edgeon Archive, Steam Vent, Spirebluff Canal, a basic island, and a basic mountain. Parker's opening hand contains Reclamation Sage, Battle Mammoth, Genesis, Wood Elf, Scavenger Grounds, and 2 basic forests. Kelly's opening hand contains Ezarud Channeler, Belladros Witherbloom, Mortality Spear, Well of Lost Dreams, a Soul Ring, and 2 basic forests. My opening hand contains Sky Shroud Elf, Mirari's Wake, Nature's Lore, Soul Ring, and 1 of each basics. Kelly gets to start this off, and land drops a forest. She starts strong with the Soul Ring and pass. Parker land drops a forest, and I do the same. Andy land drops a Steam Vents, breaking the chain. Kelly land drops a forest and casts Well of Lost Dreams. Parker land drops a forest and foretell a card.
I'm gonna pay 2, and I'm going to foretell a mono green card. I wonder what it is. And then I pass it to him.
I don't think I even know enough about foretell to know which one
I
it
don't
is.
think I do either.
It seemed like there's only one, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I land drop a Plains and cast my own Soul Ring, and then use it to cast a Kodoma's Reach, searching for a mountain on the battlefield and a forest to my hand. Andy land drops a mountain and then turn 2.
I will draw. Oh, this is not a land and not a black thing. Oh no. Are my bad decisions hitting me already? I guess. Gonna pass.
Parker land drops a forest, he then casts Wood Elves. Entering the battlefield, he gets to search his deck for a basic. On my turn, I land drop a forest and cast Nature's Lore. I get Cinderglade untapped on the battlefield and cast my commander, Ghired, Conclave, Exile.
Harmony is no longer an option.
I get a 4/4 token on ETB and pass. Andy land drops Spirebluff Canal and pass.
Draw? Oh my gosh, I am getting all the lands here. Spirebluff Canal.
Can you ship some to me?
Yeah, I'm still holding 4 of them.
Gosh darn.
I will pass the turn.
Kelly land drops a Swamp and casts Venser's Journal. Parker land drops a Yavimaya Holo and then casts his commander, GoreClaw Terror of Sisma. I land drop a mountain and cast Mirari's Wake. I then cast Sky Shroud Elf and follow it up with Chaos Sphere. So it turns flying on its head basically.
Okay.
Weird. I like that.
I head into combat, sending Ghired to Andy, a Rhino to Kelly, and a Rhino to Parker. Andy land drops a Scalding Tarn, cracking it for an island. He then casts Edgeon Archive and ship the turn to Kelly. At Kelly's upkeep, Venser's Journal gains her 5 life. She then pays 2 mana to draw 2 with the whale. She casts Nature's Lore, getting Overgrown Tomb untapped.
Oh, there was a wipe after that. Well, dang.
good.
No, not good. I'm sad.
She then cast her commander, Dina Soul Steeper.
Don't look at me like that. It was either this or being eaten by a gruff.
Parker land drops a Scavenger Ground and cast the card I wish I had, Garruk's Uprising, drawing on ETB. He then cast his 4th old card, Battle Mammoth. Going to combat, GoreClaw attacks me. I then drop a Canopy Vista, but no draw. I will go to combat.
That's okay. You're playing against a wheel deck.
Yeah,
probably
just
gonna-
have to wait.
I wish I had one. I would have done it like 2 turns ago.
Heading into combat, Ghired goes to Andy, 2 rhinos go to Parker, and 1 rhino goes to Kelly. In second main, I cast God Eternal Okitra. Andy land drops an island, and then cast his commander, the Locust God.
The hour of promise has arrived.
At Kelly's upkeep, she gains 7 life, triggering Dina once and drawing 2 additional cards with the will. She then drops a Temple of Malady, scrying 1, and then casts Elvish Mystic.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna try something else then. I'm gonna try to please a little bit the table. I will attempt to morality spare the Mirari's Wake.
I'd like to bring the fact that I am part of the table, so... She casts Mortality Spear, destroying the Mirari's Wake. Parker then drops a Forest, and casts Rishkar's Expertise, drawing 6 cards and playing Ribja Raptor for free from his hand. He heads into combat, sending GoreClaw to Kelly this time. He discards 2 Ensize and pass.
I'm gonna discard a Genesis, which is sweet, a Scavenging Ooze, Woodfall Primus, and a Sakura Tribal.
I'll then drop a Spire Garden and do what I do best, sending Ghired and a Rhino to Kelly, and while 2 Rhinos goes to Andy. Andy draws for turn and makes a Locust. He then drops a Cascade Bluff, and for his combat step, sends the Locust God to Kelly. On upkeep, the journal gains Kelly 7 life. Dina triggers for 1 and she does not pay any mana into the well. She casts a Zaru Channeler, and using the reduction, paying only 2 mana, follow it up with Beledros Witherbloom.
So I'm gonna play my new favorite card ever, which is Beledros.
Oh,
no.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
wow.
make fists.
Oh, wow.
That's a good card for 2 mana. Just like the mammoth.
Yeah, just like the man.
Just like the mammoth, you know?
Andy, what did you get me into, dude?
That's the new standard.
At Parker's upkeep, Kelly makes a Pest. He then drops a Forest and casts Soul of the Harvest. He then casts Reclamation Sage, destroying Vensor's Journal on ETB. He then goes to combat, attacking Kelly with the Battle Mammoth. On my turn, I draw and cast Fire of Yavimaya. I'll then drop Hooded Foothills and empty my hand. I hop into combat, sending Ghired to Andy and 4 Rhinos to Kelly, who blocks with 2 Pests. The 2 Pests heal Kelly upon dying, which triggers Dina. At my end step, Andy overloads a Cyclonic Rift. He then draws for turn and makes a Locust. He then drops a basic island and casts Bident of Tassa, followed by Alamuret's Archive, as if the bident was not a problem enough by itself. The anime villain unmasked himself.
Feels like, that's absolutely what it feels like right now.
So you're the threat now.
I know. I'm gonna move to combat.
He heads into combat, attacking me with the Locust God and 2 Locusts. The bident triggers for 3 cards, which is doubled by the Archive, making 6 Locusts. I crack my fetch land for a Temple Garden, while Andy discards a Mountain and Skullclamp to Ensize. Kelly recasts Elvish Mystic and Dina. She then casts Veto, Torn of the Dusk Rose, following it up with her own Skullclamp. Parker then drops Reliquary Tower. He then casts Izuri's Predation to Andy's Despair. The spell trades the whole board for 11 4/4 beasts on Parker's side.
Oh my god, GoreClaw gives them trample.
Yep.
Yeah.
What the crap, Parker?
At Parker's end step, the Locust God returns to Andy's hand from the graveyard. On my turn, I recast Soul Ring, and then God Eternal Okitra. I recast Sky Shroud Elf, triggering Okitra for a 4/4 zombie with Vigilance, and then cast Fires of Yavimaya. I figured we could use Andy's flyers and decided to wait a turn for the Chaos Sphere. Andy land drops a command tower and recast his commander. He then casts Preordain, scrying 1 and drawing 2 because of the archive. Going to combat, 2 Locusts attack Parker. Andy draws 4 and makes 4 more tokens. He discards 5 land to end size and pass.
I would like to say that we are dead.
No.
Kelly recasts Beledros and pays 10 life to untap her lands. She then casts Yawgmoth, Thran Physician.
For a Yawgmoth,
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that was a bad decision. Well, I didn't count the Soul Ring.
She then equips Cold Clamp on Yawgmoth and pass. Parker land drops a forest and recasts Garruk's Uprising, drawing on ETB. He casts Turn Timber Symbiosis, and Andy is not so down on the idea and reacts with Arcane Denial. Parker is definitely able to take out a player here, but he doesn't want to be open and just die to the survivors. He thinks about the wisest pick and sends 7 bears to the blue player, which is a lethal amount of bears. At my upkeep, Kelly makes a pest. I finally get some form of draw in Elemental Bond. I then recast my commander, triggering Okitra. I draw on the zombie entering the battlefield and then for the rhino. I then drop a Celestia Sanctuary. I feel like we don't see his inspiration that much, but every time I
Right.
see it, it's a problem. It's like boom.
Exactly.
For my combat, I send Ghired to Kelly, who blocks with the pro-human Yawgmoth, while 2 zombies and 2 rhinos attack Parker, who blocks with 4 beasts, trading. In second main, I cast Swiftfoot Boots and equip them to Okitra while passing. Kelly makes a pest and draw for a turn.
Okay. What if you had a culling ritual though? Ugh.
I know, but I don't.
No, let's not even talk about that.
I know, but I don't have a culling ritual. That's what saddens me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Because right now it'd be what? At minimum 10, 11? It'd be 11, 12 things? Oof. 13, because it hits the soul rings and the Swiftfoot boots.
Yeah.
She passes by combat, sending 2 pests to Parker. In second main, she casts Plump the Forbidden, sacrificing 3 pests and drawing 3 cards. She gains 3 lives from the pest but loses 3 to the draw spell. She then casts Essence Warden, followed by Pestilent Cauldron, and finally a Basilisk Collar. Kelly makes a pest and gains a life at Parker's upkeep. Parker then recasts GoreClaw, drawing on ETB. He casts Woodland Bellower, one of his favorite cards. Entering the battlefield, he searches his deck for Wayward Swordtooth. He land drops a Nykthos Shrine to Nyx with the additional land drop and casts Critterhoof Behemoth. The blue player being out of the game, Critterhoof resolves and gives +11/+11 to his already big Trample board. This is more than enough to take me and Kelly out of the game. Well played. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It was a real pleasure to meet Andy and Parker, and I hope we get to play again in the near future. Andy's socials will be in the description. Check him and his co-host Mike out on the Guardian Project podcast. Take care my friend, and we'll see you very soon.